Would everyone please join me for the flag salute and remain standing for a brief prayer? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bless us, Lord, as we gather today for this Freeholder meeting. Guide our minds and hearts so we may work together for the good of our community. Help us to be generous in our outlook, courageous in the face of difficulty, and wise in our decisions. Amen. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, this is to announce that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. Also pursuant to the 2018 bylaws, rules, and regulations of the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Burlington, time shall be set aside on the agenda for the receipt of public comments. Public comments will be received with respect to agenda items prior to board consideration of resolutions to be adopted. An additional opportunity for public comment will occur later in the meeting. Public comments shall be limited to 5 minutes per speaker. Unused time may not be transferred to another speaker. Persons may speak once per public comment period. I direct the Deputy Clerk to enter into the minutes of this meeting, this public announcement, and the advance written notice of this meeting. Freeholder Hughes. Here. Freeholder Pulliam.
Here.
Freeholder Singh.
Here.
Freeholder Tiber.
Here.
Director Gibbs.
Here. Thank you, Gina. At this time, I'd be looking for approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of December 12, 2018, as well as approval of the minutes of the conference meeting of December 12, 2018. Pulliam?
Second.
Second by Freeholder Hughes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. It says proclamation for Freeholder Director Gibbs.
Hey, what do you know?
And one for Freeholder Deputy Director Linda Hughes.
I finally get to give one out.
You go now?
Director. Make sure I got the right one. Yep, got the right one. Well, needless to say, I want to thank you. We've had some tumultuous times, but I think in the long run, I'm really glad that I got a chance to meet you. I enjoyed working with you, and I know whatever it is that you do in the future is going to be great. This is far too long, and I'm a bad reader, so I'm just going to say the end here. Resolved that the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Burlington recognizes Freeholder Director Kate Gibbs for her legacy of service, unwavering commitment to the county at large, and expresses sincere appreciation for a positive impact on improving the quality of life for all Burlington County residents. And I wish you nothing but well.
Do you mind if my mom comes up for one?
No, definitely.
Oh. Come up, Mom.
I don't bite, Mom, honest to God. You look great.
1, 2, 3. One more. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, string bean.
I work class today.
That isn't going to help me. Same thing, Linda. I really enjoyed being with you. I'm glad we got a chance to meet each other. Thank you for your service to the residents of Burlington County. I've found that in this position, sometimes it's not about party, it's about people. And you're a great lady. I appreciate getting a chance to know you.
Thank you.
Same thing here. Resolved that the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Burlington recognizes Freeholder Deputy Director Linda Hughes for her legacy of service, unwavering commitment to the county at large, and expresses sincere appreciation for a positive impact on improving the quality of life for all Burlington County residents.
Thank you.
Thank you for your Napoleon. That was very nice. So I'm going to open up the first portion of public comment. This portion is only for agenda items. If you have anything else you'd like to discuss, you can speak at the end. So Anna Moore,
Yes,
is it on agenda items or a general topic?
it's just on the Burlington County Library on doors.
So is it an agenda item question or is it a general question?
It's just general.
Okay, then you can speak at the second portion of public. This is just for agenda items.
Yes, okay.
Diane Finucci? on agenda items?
Yeah, I just have a question about, because I didn't know. The traffic signal plan, number 37,
Mm-hmm.
where exactly is that on West Main? Is it where the little hut thing is on the right? Kind of sort of?
Hey, Joe, this is about Sweet Run Park, the Morristown traffic signal. Basically, we're doing, bless you, we have been working with Morristown Township. The municipality makes a request to our office, and then our engineer's been working with them, and we're able to do, they're doing one traffic signal and we're doing one, and then kind of swapping, just to,
Oh, okay.
so Joe, can you give a little bit more?
Sure. If you're driving and you're in the area of the dog park, you'll see where we constructed two handicap ramps, and we put the concrete pillars in to put the signal up. What you see on Center Road that they did right by the Ag Center is going to be identical. There'll be two masts with signal heads coming across with push buttons to alert drivers if folks are trying to cross at that location.
So it's a crossing light, not a red, green, yellow?
That's correct. It's a pedestrian signal.
Okay, because I'm thinking, one more signal there, please. Okay, great, that's a good answer. And what is a tensor? Number 40.
Number 40?
Yeah. I'm just curious. I've never heard that word before in my life.
I can take care of that too directly.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tensar is a material we use. The easiest way to explain it is, if you've ever seen the old six-pack containers, the plastic, it's a material that we use. It comes in giant sheets, and it interlocks, and we put stone over top of it. So when we're trying to bridge material that's not suitable for structural compatibility, we can put that material down, put stone below it and above it, and now it becomes a structural component.
Is this for Smithville Road Bridge?
No, ma'am.
Oh, good. Okay. All right, just curious. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Scott Cafina?
Not for agenda.
Okay. Does anybody else have questions on agenda items? Okay, seeing none, I'll close this first portion of public comment. I'm going to move on to resolutions, and I'm going to do item I1 because it needs a roll call vote by itself. So do I need a motion for this, Gina, or just go to the
A
vote?
motion and a second, and then roll call.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to for item I1, transfers from 2018 budget appropriations.
Second.
Second by Freeholder Hughes. Roll call, please.
Freeholder Hughes. Yes. Freeholder Pulliam.
Yes.
Freeholder Singh.
Yes.
Freeholder Tiber.
Yes.
Director Gibbs.
Yes. Okay, and I'd like to make a motion to move items I2 through I19 by unanimous consent.
Second.
Seconded by Freeholder Hughes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Freeholder Hughes.
Thank you, Director. I'd like to make a motion to move items I-20 through I-33 by unanimous consent.
Second.
Hughes Tiber. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Freeholder Pulliam.
Mr. Director, I'd like to move I-34 by unanimous consent, please.
Second.
Second by Freeholder Hughes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Freeholder Singh.
Thank you, Director. I'd like to move item I-35.
Second.
Second by Freeholder Hughes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Freeholder Tiber.
Thank you, Director. I'd like to move resolutions I-36 through I-40 by unanimous consent.
Second.
Second by Freeholder Hughes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. Questions from the press? Okay, the second portion of public comment is for anything you'd like to talk about. I'm going to start with Anna Morse, since she's at top of the list.
I'm here for the Burlington County Library in West Hampton, the headquarters. It's on the repair of the handicapped doors, or all the doors in the library. When they built the building, the architect put the wrong doors in, and it's been over 3 years with these doors. How I know is I had colon cancer, and I had to use a walker, and sometimes the one door would open, but the inner door, the second set, wouldn't, vice versa. Then they finally fixed it, and then it's been off and on, off and on. Then I had a hernia operation in the year 2014, and I had to use a walker again, and the same thing with the doors. Very rarely do they, both sets work. And I watched a young girl push her father with a wheelchair, and the sign was on the front door for the handicap to use the side entrance. And she went around and she tried to open the door, and she had to hold the door And the father, he was lucky enough, he could wheel himself in. They had a hard time. But they did fix the outside doors, and they're waiting for the parts for the inside. But they have said this for 3 years, since 2014. These doors have been off and on and off and on. And really, the other doors in the library also need fixing. If there's an emergency or anything, they can't pull the doors from the inside and lock them. The security guard has to go out and pull the door to lock it. And it is a safety hazard and a fire hazard too, because when they have the auditorium and all the people there, if there ever was a fire or a bomb scare, you have all these mothers with strollers and their kids, and you have the handicapped all trying to get out, and half the time the doors don't work. So I was just wondering if maybe they would try to put, their efforts into replacing the doors, because the doors were installed, I guess, improperly or not the right doors.
So the library was built before anybody here was on the board, but that project had, from the architects to the construction firm to it was one of those projects where there were a lot of problems with the building. We actually ended up having to sue several of our professionals because of what happened on that project. Again, this was all before any of us were freeholders, but know that the county has sought recompense for those professionals and for the problems that we did have at the library. And I'm sure our engineer could, this was, I know this was one of the first projects he worked on when he came over and was handed this great, this project. So I know that it's something that we've been working on for years, and again, because of the legal issues with the professionals, there might be some work that maybe can't be totally ripped out and replaced because of the litigation. I'm not really sure about that, but we are in the process of, as you said, the parts are on order and they're in the process of putting them in. So it's been something that's not we ignored it. Obviously, the library needs to be a safe place, but it has been an ongoing issue and we're in the process of rectifying. Joe, do you have anything to add?
No, I mean, I was unaware of, one, to my knowledge, the doors are not the wrong doors. The doors that were installed, they were not part of litigation, they're not the wrong doors. They may be not operating correctly, and I will investigate that as soon as I leave here. But with regards to the other issues, the doorway, as I said, they're not inappropriate, they're not in the wrong location, anything like that. But as far as they're not operating correctly, I will follow that up with the superintendent of buildings and grounds as soon as I leave.
And they also have for the lactating suite for the mothers who nurse the children. They don't have a roof on the top, so when they do go in there to nurse, what if there was a fire or a bomb scare or something? How would the mother inside know, other than maybe hear an announcing or something? But is there any a light that would blink or a warning?
It's not soundproof, so you can hear. You would be able to hear all the normal alarms and signals and everything.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Hopefully the doors will work, because there's so many now. I mean, you can see even out in the parking lot how many people are handicapped now.
Understood.
That if you have one set, you can get in, just like now. But then the second set don't work, and they're very heavy because they have a mechanism in there for the door to open automatically. So
Understood.
hopefully.
We're on it.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you for
listening.
coming in. Scott Capina.
Thank you. I just wanted to take a minute to thank Kate and Linda for your tremendous service to the county and support of our office. I mean, I've seen you at so many events, not just focused on our office, and it really showed how much you care, how devoted you were to your jobs. And it's not unnoticed, and it's greatly appreciated. And from my office's perspective, Mark Crescent and I were speaking yesterday about all of the great accomplishments that we've had over the last 2 years, all of which we've been able to do together with your support. And not just the two of you, but this entire board, which will be different next week. But the board has been tremendous in terms of your support of our office. It's greatly appreciated. And there have been so many projects. I mean, there's software support that we get with Kevin's help, and before him, Nick. Mark was tremendous, and all of you with your support in getting us through our labor negotiations last year and getting our employees more competitively compensated vis-a-vis other prosecutors' office, which help us with both retention and recruitment, and just the ability to do our jobs more effectively. Facilities, the list goes on and on. I value the partnership between the board and our office tremendously. I appreciate, the two of your leadership in supporting us and all of you in supporting us. And as I've said, from this floor before, our office is not political at all, and I will work tremendously hard to keep it that way. What I am looking forward to is next week, working with the new board as constructively and positively and really as comfortably as we've worked together over the last 2 years. So I wish the two of you tremendous luck and success, and I wish the board members that are staying great luck and success, and I pledge our support in working with you in the coming year and years, and look forward to working with you. So I just want to thank you, wish you all a happy New Year.
Thank you, Prosecutor. I think I speak for the entire board that we all thank you for your efforts. Your office does an amazing job, from your victim and witness advocacy to what you guys have been able to really pioneer and be on the forefront of fighting this opioid epidemic scourge. It's been a pleasure working with you, and I'll definitely, I know we're going to be seeing a lot of really great things coming out of the prosecutor's office in the coming years, so I look forward to it, and thank you for the pleasure of working with you and your staff. You all were tremendous throughout my time here. It's been really great to get to work with you guys on so many important initiatives.
Thank you.
Would anybody else like to speak on public comment? Come on up. Please state your name and address for the record.
I'm already on here, Diane Finucci, 10 Davis Street, Pemberton Borough. I'm going to bridge off of Mr. Copina and also agree with the tremendous job the outgoing freeholders. I also wrote an editorial to the newspaper about why did the voters oust the people that are doing such a great job. So I'd like you to have a copy in case you did not see it. If I read it, I'd probably go over my 5 minutes. I have 2 other things I want to discuss. Smithville Road Bridge. Are we pursuing any kind of a lawsuit or anything along those lines for the engineers that didn't know the dirt wasn't right or whatever it was that the
So
stanchions?
a geologist had their calculations were off by 100% basically. It's the soil conditions, and this project went back to 1999.
Wow.
So it could have been, I'm not an engineer, so I don't know what, but the short answer is yes. I can't go into specifics again because it's litigation and it's a lawsuit, but it's a little bit different here because we were not, the county of Burlington really isn't the paying entity.
Oh.
This was a grant that was done through DVRPC,
Right.
so they select the professional. And they work with ours, but they
Okay.
select the professional, and they're the ones who are footing the bill for this project. And again, this engineering firm was on the project since the beginning in 1999. So not really sure what happened there, and when the contractor went to put the piles in, they just slid right in, which shouldn't
Oh
happen.
my goodness.
Because, so that's why we're gonna need to go ahead and do longer ones. Joe did an amazing job. As soon as we knew that the piles were the wrong size, he immediately put out a call. The hardest, to not delay the work, he wanted to find piles that were gonna be long enough. He worked with all of our different people that we have relationships with, from contractors, professionals, was able to get a hold of steel that's long enough so we could do the piles without, halting construction. He's worked with our construction professionals at R.E. Pearson. He's working with both the professionals from the DVRPC and ours to move this project. Basically, let's get, we were supposed to open, we've been right on time, December 7th, and this is the final, we're almost at like the 10-yard line. We should be going in, for the goal, but unfortunately, you can't plan for soil conditions being off of what your geologist told you. So
It's amazing.
Joe and his staff are really working triple time to get this thing open. They are saying like probably March, and are working really hard to get that open. Joe, do you have anything you want to add?
The longer files were delivered last week. We have started removing the work, the faulty work. So that concrete and those faulty files are being removed. We are in negotiations with the contractor to ensure the delivery of the bridge before the end of March. Once I get an opportunity to bring everybody up to speed, once I engage and get the other folks involved. But we have brute force account The contractor's continuing to work, he hasn't stopped work. We've been using the existing contract in that. With regards to the other consultant, it's typically not prudent to engage them at this point. We get the bridge open and then we go back and fight about it later.
Good idea. Okay, and I'm assuming that pushes back the Hanover Street Bridge also concurrently?
No.
No?
Doesn't
Oh,
push it
good,
back.
good news. Okay. And my last thing is, do we have any plans for using our minimum security prisoners like we used to? At least I used to see them cleaning trash around the county. I don't know about anybody else, but it's becoming trashier and trashier. I personally clean Pemberton Borough on my own as a volunteer. I'm out there all the time in my little neon yellow for hours and hours to keep my own town clean because I don't like trash. Are we doing anything along those lines? The Walmart on Route 38 is that poor farmer's field. It's disgusting, and it's all along, you know, where the old landfill used to be, all their trash, Burger Kings, the Dunkin', I mean, I don't know why people can't use trash cans. Do we have anything in the works?
I mean, so it depends on which jurisdiction it falls under, right? So if it's on a county road, then that would be part of, you know,
Right.
Public Works. If it was
Right.
in a park, you know, we have 60,000 acres of
Right.
preserved, you know, preserved acreage. So our rangers and, you know, our open space and public resources folks take care of that, you know, those areas the best they
I'm
can.
not worried about that.
I mean,
They're good.
so it depends on, if it's in your local municipality, like, then it would be the municipality's jurisdiction. So I mean, it's kind of a hard thing to say. I know that our prisoners do some things, but I don't know if we do, like, bring them out to do, like, you're talking about doing, like, roadside cleanup.
The county roads, we have a ton of county
I don't
roads.
know if our county does that.
I think they used to, I used to see them all the time with the orange, right? The orange?
Yeah, but they could be from the state. And so, Joe, do we?
We have had volunteers do that in the past. The most remarkable was the base. There was typically groups within the base that they would come to my office and say, hey, on a Saturday we want to do this, and we would tell them what they would need with regards to vests. I actually have, you know, like pre-printed program, well, hey, if you want to do this, this is what you have to do, make notification to us, things like that. But the last I can remember is the base. There were several factions at the base that were doing something, but
Have we done anything with prisoner, like minimum security prisoners? Warden?
Warden could probably answer that better than me.
Just throwing that out as an idea, you know?
Well, thanks for the great jobs Prosecutor Confu's been doing. We've seen a reduction in our minimum security prisoner population. So it limits the type of inmates we can take on the roadway. We do have weekend inmates that come in Monday and Saturday and Sunday from 8 to 4, and we do take them out on the roads. But one area you said on 38 along the old landfill.
Well, that's a state.
That's kind of it's also a high dangerous area. I wouldn't want them walking to that kind of shoulder area. We do take them to parks and in county areas.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for the kind words and the letters to the editor, and I appreciate you bringing me a copy.
I
I really, really appreciate it.
have
Thank
another
you.
one if nobody else wants one. But
Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome.
Happy New Year. Anybody else like to speak for public comment? Come on down. Please state your name and address for the record. You can just say your town.
Good morning, my name is Anthony Davis, I'm a KMA engineer. I may be out of order, I apologize where I am, it's my first meeting, so I didn't know if I should have commented on this during the agenda items. But I'd like to know the firms that were selected for item I-12 for engineering services. And also I'd like to know what the county's commitment is to ensure that minority and women-owned business get an opportunity to participate on county engineering projects. I know Bergen County has instituted a program, Hudson County has instituted a program, and I'd like to know what Burlington County's plans are to ensure that minority and women-owned firms have an opportunity to participate on county projects. Thank you.
So you wanted to know about internet service companies?
No, engineering firms. I-12.
Engineering? Well, so, I mean, we can get you a copy of this list, but it's very extensive.
Okay.
Basically, this is just a certified pool.
Right.
So there's a process where they go out and they say, these are the different types of things that we're looking for. Firms can then say, okay, I have experience in these fields, they provide experience, they're reviewed by legal and by engineering to make sure that they have their paperwork, their insurance and all that stuff, that they're qualified in the things that they said that they were qualified in. And then this pre-qualified pool, none of these are actually getting awarded in terms of like, you're gonna do this for this amount of money.
Right.
This just pre-qualifies them and says you're in the pool so that at the time of, if, say we had a bridge project, we needed to go out to an engineering firm, we can then select from this pre-qualified pool. We do follow all of the, the state and county, mandated women-owned businesses, minority-owned business guidelines and goals, suggestions. This pool is completely and open and transparent. Anybody can get into the pool, anybody can submit. And it's put out through, the statutory way that it gets put out, which is, there's electronic notices and in the newspaper and hung on a bulletin board in the engineering office. So everything is done very open, and this is just kind of a housekeeping thing. So if it's something where if you have businesses or organizations that you'd like to be considered, you can always reach out to the county freeholders office and take part in that pool process.
Right. I understand that, and what I'm talking about in terms of the county doing something, like Bergen County, and they have instituted their own county program. So just ask you to take a look at that.
Something that the freeholders can definitely look at.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the other thing is, I understand that we submitted under the for a pre-qualification, and that's why I wanted to know who was selected for the list of pre-qualification. We submitted all our credentials and everything in regards to that. So
I mean, I can get to the full list, or you can just tell me the name of your company. I can look.
KMA Engineering.
KMA.
Yes.
You're on here.
Okay, good.
And there's separate, and then, see, it's a huge, big, long chart, and then we have all the different fields for the different disciplines you can check off. So it looks like you've checked off quite a few fields on here. So I think that you can, through open public records request, you could probably get a copy of this list. So you can see any of these young ladies up front here after the meeting.
Thank you very much.
You need to see a full list.
All right, and if I can I submit you a copy of the Hudson County plan that was adopted by them?
Yep, you
So
can send that over to the freeholders, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Would anybody else like to speak on public comment? Okay, seeing none, I'll close the second portion of public comment. And go on to comments by freeholders. Freeholders saying.
Thank you, Director. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Hopefully, everybody had a restful and enjoyable break. Thanks. Christmas and back to Kate and Linda. Wish you the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you. Freeholder William.
Same here. I just hope everybody had a blessed Christmas, whatever holiday you celebrate. And for those who may or may not be joining us for the reorganization, if I don't get a chance to see you, I wish you and your families a blessed new year. Nothing but peace, happiness, and success in the upcoming year. Thank you. I know a lot of the directors take their time to come here. I appreciate it. I'm sure the board does. It's nice to have some qualified people that can answer questions we can't always answer. So I do appreciate it. And once again, I hope you all have a great new year.
Thank you. Freeholder Tiber.
Thank you, Director. Kate and Linda, don't feel it. Just wanted to express my gratitude and thank you for all of your leadership this year. You two did an awesome job. Burlington County is going to lose two very, very talented women. And I'm looking forward to see what the future holds, because I'm sure this isn't the end. So just wanted to thank you. Gina, this is it finally, right? This is the last meeting?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so now you can smile, right? Congratulations again, and I just want to wish everybody a happy new year.
Well, I might not be having as many microphones in front of me soon, so I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity. It's been the absolute pleasure of a lifetime serving the people of Burlington County for the past 2 years. The record of this board for the past few decades, and particularly the past few years, speaks for itself. We have a budget that's $10 million lower than it was 8 years ago, the lowest per capita spending of any county in the state at $348, a staff that's second to none and held in the highest regard throughout the state. We launched the county's addiction task force to address the scourge of substance abuse, and particularly the opioid epidemic that touches the lives of every town, every neighborhood, every family. I was proud to do that with Prosecutor Kafina. as well as his program, the Straight to Treatment program. It's an innovative idea that brings law enforcement and recovery professionals together to help individuals seeking help treatment for addiction. We have 60,000 acres of preserved farmland. Designation as one of the top 10 greenest counties in the country. More than 167,000 Meals on Wheels delivered to our residents every year. More than 2,000 hours of legal services provided at no charge through our free senior legal program. A $20 million school security program that's keeping our students safer. Providing $35 million in municipal park grants to our towns to support their open space and recreation projects. And the reinvigoration of the Women's Advisory Council that brought together 100 mentors and mentees, our first ever event that helped build not only their confidence, but build their networks. I'm so proud of these accomplishments and of our ability to positively impact the lives of residents through our tradition of fiscal responsibility while providing excellent and efficient programs and services. You know, that tradition started before we got here with outstanding public servants who, regardless of their age, their race, or their gender, stepped up to make a difference in their community. So in a party that doesn't receive the proper recognition at the national level for being one of diversity and inclusivity, that diversity cannot be denied in the Burlington County Republican Party. Chairman Bill Layton and Chairman Glenn Paulson before him routinely supported non-traditional candidates who brought unique life experiences and perspectives to their goals. I would not have this amazing opportunity had it not been for their forward-thinking approach to politics and government and their selection of candidates. And I know that Chairman Erlin will continue in that proud tradition. I know it's not a good idea to start naming names because inevitably you forget someone gets upset, and we've had so many outstanding county officials throughout the years. But there's two trailblazing women in particular that have gotten us to this point that I need to mention. Sheriff Jean Stanfield is committed to the people of this community. She's a groundbreaker. She is someone who always is there for advice, who's caring for her community. We just wrapped up the 23rd annual Sheriff's Toy Drive that supports children in need throughout our county. She does car seat checks. We had this year our first annual both Easter egg hunt and Halloween trunk or treat for children with special needs. She is a master at finding grant programs to be able to get different initiatives into our communities that others may not have. And the second is Senator Dawn Maria. She is an outstanding senator and a mentor. You know, some people say if you want a friend in politics, get a dog. I say if you want a friend in politics, get to know Senator Adiego. Her strong bipartisan relationships get things done for the residents of her district, and her compassion for her constituents is unmatched. And I have learned basically everything about being a public servant from spending time with her. And I just wish her most success as she continues to serve all the residents. I've learned so much from these two women, and I thank them for their commitment to the public and to their mentorship of younger females looking to get involved. Over the past 2 years, I've served with outstanding public servants. For starters, I joined this board to fill the seat of Marian O'Brien when she was elected the first female surrogate in Burlington County history. She's an outstanding elected official and friend, and does so much for this community. For a year, I had the privilege of sitting next to Freeholder, now Assemblyman Ryan Peters. Standing next to a Navy SEAL every other week while reciting the Pledge of Allegiance and witnessing his reverence for our flag provided me with a lasting and unique reminder of the responsibility that comes with service and sacrifice. Assemblyman Peters is the epitome of an excellent, dedicated public servant who fights for the needs of his constituents to improve their quality of life. Freeholder Latham Tybert has dedicated his time as both a councilman and now freeholder to ensure Burlington County remains a place where residents can live, work, and retire. Your innovative approach to government and putting people over politics and your dedication to your family is inspiring, and it's been wonderful serving with you. I've known Freeholder Singh and Pulliam for a shorter amount of time, But I'm sure that Freeholder's thing will continue to bring his enthusiasm and curiosity to the board in the coming year. And Freeholder Pulliam has been involved in bettering his community in one way or another for most of his life. It's been an honor getting to know him over the better part of the past year and to see that dedication up close. And then over my time here, I have had the two best running mates anyone could ever ask for. First, Freeholder Director Bruce Gargano, who also spends his entire life improving his community. Burlington County is a better place because he served as Freeholder Director and served for so long here. I learned so much from him about county government and our role and how we put people first and how we get things done efficiently, and I just learned so much from him. And Freeholder Director Kate Gibbs has been the most amazing woman and partner through this whole experience. You know, at the beginning of the year when we realized there was no other county in New Jersey that had two women serving as director and deputy director in this world of Me Too and women's empowerment. And we just realized how important it was to be someone that younger girls could look up to. And to realize that you can be in leadership positions, you can do things that aren't traditionally considered roles for females, you can break into a male's world, and have done some really great things. I know that I'm not going to miss you because I'm still going to see you all the time, but we have done some really good things that I'm really, really proud of. And we went through, you know, an election season and a campaign that had a lot of ups and downs, both personally and when you look at, you know, what was happening at the national level. There's a lot of toxicity out there. There's a lot of negativity. There's people wanting to pick sides instead of supporting individuals. And I hope that, you know, as time goes on, that anger can subside and good policy can come forward. You know, voters made a decision. And they wanted to go in a different direction. And so I see, you know, Freeholder-elect Youngkin is here, as well as Freeholder Hobson will be joining this board. And that's the direction that we're going now. And because I live in Burlington County, I want to make sure that there is success there and that we can start talking to each other again instead of being so negative. This staff. I can't start saying names because then I'm going to name every single person and then I'm going to miss one person who's hiding in the back. But our staff is second to none. You guys make us look good. You all do the work day in and day out of ensuring that we have the best run county, the lowest per capita spending, but the best services in the state and I would say in the country. So I want to thank you all. It's been so wonderful working with every single one of you and seeing your dedication, and I'm so appreciative of it. I know government is about relationships, the relationships with each other, the relationships with the other decision makers, and relationships with constituents. And Burlington County residents are special people, and they're here because Burlington County is a special place. And I look forward to continuing to build those relationships with all of the people in this county. And I hope that you all have a wonderful new year. Thank you.
So when Linda said that she was going to be putting together, you know, something for today, I figured that I don't need to because I know that Linda is a meticulous, really wonderful writer and was great with remarks, and so I knew you would hit all the points for me. And so I'm basically just going to say ditto because everything you said, I absolutely, you know, we were such a team this year, and from you know the folks that you pointed out to the board's tradition. I have to echo. So I just really wanted to say thank you. This has been the most incredible, life-altering experience for me. I learned more in this past year of serving as director. It was the hardest year of my life, but the absolute most amazing, and I learned so much working with our incredible staff. Everybody's amazing, our department heads, and being able to to gain so much from their subject matter expertise. I mean, they're so fantastic. And this year was just so incredible. So thank you to everybody on staff. I can't possibly name everyone because at some point, I'm a lot. And so everybody has had some small part in making things go smoother, or while I'm running in here like a lunatic. But something that really stuck with me from the very first time our Freeholder meetings, I always loved the prayer that we say at the beginning of the meeting. And Gina Wheatley actually just told me recently, I thought it was like this very formal government service prayer. And apparently one of the administrators had said to Gina, I don't know, I want something different, put them together. So now our clerk is in charge of putting together the prayer, and I think she did such a phenomenal job. It's my favorite part of every meeting, especially meetings where I know it's going to be really hard, and I love that it asks us to be generous, courageous, and wise. And those are the three words that I love that they're at the beginning of our Freeholder meetings, because it really sums up each and every decision that comes across this desk. We have to be generous, courageous, and wise, because doing the right thing and what's right for the people of Burlington County isn't always the popular thing, it isn't always the easy thing, but that's why we step up and serve. It's to make those hard decisions. So thank you for the prayer that you've created and crafted, and I've always loved that part of the meeting. I think it's a great reminder that freeholders need to remember those words when they're making decisions. With the passing of George H.W. Bush recently, I'm reminded he left a letter in his desk for President Clinton when he was taking over, change of administrations, and he wrote him a very lovely note that's famous and basically alludes to the fact that by the time you're, not in these words, but by the time you're reading this letter, you'll be my president and I'll be rooting for you because your successes will be the successes of the country. And similar to what Linda said, I look forward to, while I'm proud of the board's tradition, it's been, what we've been able to accomplish is different than there's 21 counties, the 20 counties operate one way and Burlington County operates another, and provides the best county government at the best cost. So while I'm proud of that tradition and I'm proud of all of those wonderful successes and all the things that we did this year, I want the new administration to come in to know that we're all Burlington County residents, and by the time they're hearing this speech, you'll be my freeholders and I will be rooting for you, because this county has always had wonderful leadership from the people that Linda named and far beyond, and this board, and I look forward to seeing the direction that the county takes in the coming year, and I wish everybody the best and a happy new year. So with that, I'll call for a motion for adjournment. All in favor? Motion adjourned.